Hey everybody, I thought I'd give you a tour of the garden. And here's our tour guide, Mr. Blue himself. How are you doing this evening, huh? He doesn't get to come in the garden, which is why the sides are about 8 feet high. So let's come on in here. This arbor that I built with the little kitty logo, this is to support muscadine grapes. So I got some muscadine grapes here. And I just this spring put these raised beds in. And then my wife decided she wanted to plant flowers in them. So we have a whole bunch of flowers, including these edible nasturtium flowers. And the leaves are edible too. Highly regarded among chefs. They come in different colors. And then these are zinnias, not yet in flower, some echinacea. This, oh, what's this? It's not what you think. This is cleome. And here's another one. In fact, let me just show you what the flowers look like. Here's another one of those plants that you thought was something that it's not. And these are cleome. Incredibly delicate little sprays, one of my favorite flowers. Here's one of those cleomes. And what they do is they start white and they turn pink, sort of like trilliums and some other white flowers. And look at this, African daisies. These are all from seed, by the way. Every single plant in this garden is from seed. Uh-oh, look who's in the pretty flowers. Blue, blue. You gotta stop eating those flowers. Cosmos, the white cosmos. Look at how pretty. All right, and now for the rest of the garden. You see, we got a lot going on here. This is the zucchini and yellow squash section of the garden. And look at this. I gotta get in here and pick these. Here's a big zucchini. And over here, more zucchinis. These are all from seed. And then yellow squashes. Got lots of yellow squashes. Gotta get out here and pick. But we got a couple dozen of those. Okay, this is the end of the cilantro. You can still eat this, seeds, stems, everything. This is Swiss chard. This is the kale, the end of the kale. We only have a few plants left. And the onions. Okay, so check this out. Some of them I have prevented from going to flower. This is in the allium group, so you might have seen them ornamental. But down here, this is where all the action is. Big bulbs, onions that I use for cooking. Those are gonna make some nice dinners. Then, all right, I got a row of beets. Some borscht in the future. The beet greens are edible too. This is an entire row of lettuce. It's actually starting to bolt. But we got a lot of lettuces. This is my favorite, the black-seeded Simpson. And then we got some red romaine. Got some mesclun. And the end of the arugula. Here's more onions. These are yellow onions. The others were white. Here's a lime basil. This one here is a lime basil, a lettuce leaf basil from seed, sweet basil, and then this is an interesting licorice flavored basil. That's kind of an interesting one. Then we get to the tomatoes. I've got a huge long row of mixed tomatoes, about 12 different varieties. These are some type of little cherry tomato. I've got them all labeled, but the fun is kind of waiting to see what they're gonna be. All right, they still need to ripen. I think those are Romas. You see the egg shape. And, ooh, some of them are getting pretty big. Got some beef steaks, some brandy wine, some sandwich slicers, Rutgers. Got all sorts of tomatoes. Tomatoes for days. This is as tall as me. On the back side, poking out of every nook and cranny is catnip. Anybody have a cat but you want some catnip? Rosemary, fresh rosemary for cooking. This is an interesting plant. This is the African horned melon. It's got some edible fruits. They're really weird. It's green on the inside. Slightly cucumber, lemony flavor. And now the peppers. This is actually a bell pepper, but it's going to turn yellow. It's going to get a lot bigger, turn yellow. We've had fruits all winter. This was in the greenhouse. I just transplanted it. This is my little short row of banana peppers. We still have a lot of frozen peppers from last year that we use for cooking, but there's nothing like fresh peppers. And then, wow, more basil. Okay, and then more basil. Tam loves basil. These are 2 Black Beauty eggplants. Again, they got all summer to grow. Here's more peppers. These are cayenne peppers. Usually wait until they're red to pick them. These are gonna be spicy. And then finally, here in the pepper row, these are Peter peppers. And you can Google that. I'll show some pictures later. It's probably not safe for work. They basically look like an uncircumcised penis when they ripen, so that's gonna be fun. This is a big cluster of mint for my mint juleps, right? You can't go wrong with mint. I've got some garlic growing for the first time. It's not quite ready. You let them go all the way until this green stuff dies. Here we have rosemary in a pot. This was in the greenhouse all winter. Chives, and check this out. I don't use pesticides, right? Don't really use insecticides. So you see that little crab spider? He's just hanging out, keeping everything clean of bugs, okay? And then we've got oregano. What looks like a palm tree is actually more kale. So I think that pretty much does it for this garden. I'll have to go down to the other garden sometime. Yeah, we have multiple gardens. And I'll film that, and then all summer long I'm gonna keep posting videos of food and cooking and all the veggies that we get out of these gardens. It is a big part of my life. I love it. Life's a garden. Dig it.